welcome back to the Barely Surviving 30 podcast. I'm Megan,
And I'm Miranda.
and today we have a very special guest on. She's my mom, also known as Miss V, and
Woo-hoo.
yeah, she's great. Hi, Mom.
Hey,
How are you?
Fan fucking tastic.
I am I am okay. It's a little late for me, but I am good.
That's good.
Best company right here to keep you up late.
That's right. I need coffee too.
Maybe not that late. Then you'd stay up too long.
Well, probably you're right.
Does coffee affect you? Because I could drink a whole entire latte and still go to bed.
I don't know what's wrong with you and Megan. No, I have to drink. If I drink a cup of coffee, I'm up for the next couple hours.
Not me.
Wow, that must be nice.
No.
What do you mean? Like it's doing its job? Like I feel like if I drink coffee, it's not doing its job.
So if I drink coffee at 9 or 10 o'clock at night to stay awake for a deployment, which is my normal thing, then at 2 or 3, when I'm done with the deployment, I'm wide awake until 4 or 5, which then I have to get back up again and do it all over again. So no,
Could you just have a sip of coffee? Like, does it have to be a whole coffee?
I don't know, because if you're sitting there and you're working and then you got your drink next to you, just keep drinking. Like, oh wait, I drank the whole thing.
What if you had a tea that has less caffeine?
I like tea. I could be drinking tea. Or I could just sit here and listen to everybody go and just kind of play a game and, you know, then we're good.
Interesting.
Well, I try to be interesting.
I feel that.
All right, ladies, tell me what's going on today.
She's so funny.
She's leading this podcast.
You got
All
I'm
this.
like,
today
come on,
we were
ladies.
New host.
Today we were talking about barely surviving junior year. We are bringing in Miss Vicky to add to that though,
Because we don't
because
remember anything.
we remember very little bit about junior year. Like I can tell you, I remember my friend groups. I have to look at this lovely little document that we have, but I know my friends, so I
Okay.
don't know why I'm reading it. But anyway, I hung out around MK a lot during this year. We were hanging out with the same friend group, still trying to get some stupid boy's attention always. And yeah, I don't know. I was on the dance team, so I was hanging out also with my friends on the dance team a lot. And then Megan just ended up getting a lot of her own friends.
Because
She
that's what
separated from
happens.
me.
Was that the year you guys separated dance teams? That one of you was on one and the other went to the other?
I believe so, because I didn't do dance senior year at all. I quit because it was
Okay.
awful at Midwest.
Are we supposed to say names?
Yeah, we
Oh,
did
okay.
talk about that in our dance episode. It's a couple episodes back.
Okay.
So you can say certain names. If we are referring to anybody that we went to school with, we use initials.
Correct.
Initials. Okay. I probably can't remember half their names anyway, except for the boys that you liked, so I'll just try to not say their names.
That's okay. Well,
Okay. What's Megan's first love's initials, Miss V?
Oh
Quiz.
God.
Because you haven't
Um,
heard this episode. It's before this one.
I don't know if I remember the last name, but it was N. No.
What?
Who is in?
Who's in?
Should I?
Get the text. Get the texts out. Get the text. Send the texts. Because I'm very. Oh, are we talking about NT?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I mean you're right. You're right. We mentioned him.
We
Okay.
did.
First loves.
No, first loves is where it was it was given back, not just crushes. We had a lot of crushes.
Oh yeah. I don't know that
Okay.
stupid kid. That stupid kid you got in trouble with. What was?
Did she get in trouble with him? No.
Not
Oh,
with,
she did.
but about.
She got grounded.
Awesome.
I'm
Miranda.
glad that you're coming on right after that episode and that story is told.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she got grounded big time. But there's some things about Miranda too, but I could probably get in trouble with. So
Nah.
we'll just keep
It's
those
okay.
quiet.
In that episode, I talked about sneaking out and getting a speeding ticket going to see Casey.
Uh-huh.
And then Megan
but
liked to throw in there, you were sneaking out all the time. Megan, you didn't even know you were sleeping.
Mom told me.
you could see out my window. Every time I'd see a light, I'd be like, okay, either Chrissy's home or Miranda sneaking out, and I'd kind of peek out the window if I really felt like getting up, and you'd see Miranda sneak out to the car and push it
Okay, we
out.
don't have to talk about how that happened.
Oh,
We
wait,
don't have to talk about
so
details.
you had to push your car out to make sure that your mom didn't wake up to leave? Like you pushed it down your steep driveway?
No,
She couldn't
no,
start it,
you didn't
Miranda.
start it.
but
Well,
she could get in and she could put it in. She could kind of turn it and put
In
it into neutral
neutral.
and
I put it in neutral and just
reversed.
kind of like let it go backwards, and then like once I got into the cul-de-sac, I like would start
Then
it
she,
because it
yeah.
it wasn't in the garage and echoing. But when I got, sorry, mom, I don't think she knows I ever took her van.
You took her van too? I didn't even know this. See, these are the secrets
I
that
don't know
get
if I,
kept from me.
I don't know if she took. I don't remember that one. So I probably was dead asleep or just didn't get up.
Well,
Miranda.
then I started using my own car because it was easier because I was parked on the side of the road.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my
It
goodness.
had
I
been
don't know
gone.
why I didn't park in the long driveway. That
I
was
don't
probably
either.
why, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
you'd look out in the middle of the night and the car would be gone, and you'd be like, "Well, I hope Miranda makes it home okay." And then by chance, she was back home, going to school the next morning. I don't know how.
Miranda.
I can't
Anyway,
say it
I'm
was
sure.
really worth it. It wasn't worth it.
I'm sure. I don't know if that happened your junior year, but yeah, junior year, you guys hung out with different people. I think you guys kind of just, you know, went your way for a little bit, did your thing. I still remember you both hanging out together, but not as
Yeah,
much. So
Mhm.
yeah, we would hang out. I remember that. It's just like when we were at school, we weren't hanging out. Like we'd see each other in the hallways and stuff. There was no like ill or anything like that. Like we weren't mad at each other. Shockingly,
y-
I think that was probably like when our
one of the
relationship
first
was at
times
its
you guys,
finest.
Mhm.
yeah, because I remember you guys being on separate floats for the parade at high school for what parade was that?
Homecoming, I think.
Homecoming, homecoming. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was on the art club. I dressed up
Yeah.
like a cougar.
Well,
Yeah.
and it kind
Oh, I remember somebody on that cougar thing too. Yeah, okay.
of we have photos of that for our previous episode. Their face will
Oh.
be blurred out, but yeah. But
I think I remember Miranda having some paint on her face. Anyway,
I was
yes, Megan.
only I was only in
I
that
don't know what she's
parade.
talking about. I was wearing a shirt that said "I love so and so."
I think it was on her face too.
I don't
No,
I think it was
I think
just
my face was just a cougar.
yeah.
I
We
don't
can
think
pull
so.
up the freaking photo. I
No,
was just
it's
looking at it.
okay. Anyway, the
It,
only reason I was in the homecoming parade is because the student council needed a girl on their float. So TS asked me for whatever reason. Was it because he also had a thing for me at the time? Maybe. I don't know, because I liked him as well, but
Mm-mm.
we I don't know. We never took that way too far. But yeah, that's the reason that I was in that parade. And I think RJ was in there too, but I don't remember. I think she was Latin Club, I believe. So, but we don't need to pull up that photo. We know what it looks like.
oh,
No,
I
we're
know what it
already
looks
doing
like.
it. We're
We're
already
already
doing
doing
it.
it.
You can barely see what it
Oh,
says.
okay. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Are we sharing those photos?
Yeah, from last episode.
We can
Oh.
share that. I can ask that certain someone if they're okay with their face being unblurred.
I mean, you already talked about him.
I mean, we talk about them, but like even if we're talk about them, like you're not gonna post. Like I wouldn't post a photo of like MK without a blurred face, like unless I talk to her about it.
Yeah, I mean, I have blurred stuff over all the faces that are not yours or I or people who have consented.
I have not consented.
Okay, well.
Okay, now you sound like my mom, Miss V.
Come on, I don't know why your mom won't come on and talk. It could be the four of us. She could learn things she never knew. And then I'd be in
Oh
trouble
no.
with her even more.
I
I
don't think she's
mean,
ever listened to the first podcast. I keep telling her that she needs to. I was like, you would enjoy it, I promise.
I think she would too. So, what else do
well,
I need to know, or you're gonna ask me
okay, well,
since I can't read your notes?
I'm gonna ask you the first question. So, before, like, obviously, I was homeschooled up until third grade was when I went into public school, and
Hmm.
so the question is how did you like? Were there any concerns of yours that I wouldn't make any friends transitioning from homeschool to public school?
I think there's always a fear of a parent when you put a child into a different school, no matter what, that they wouldn't have friends, they wouldn't make friends, someone would bully them, that they just wouldn't fit in. There's always that fear. And I think Miranda probably knows that now more than ever. Like if she were to take, her daughter and go to a different school, she'd probably have the same fear. So yeah, I had that fear. And of course, I did listen to your first podcast. And so you two are hilarious because I'm sitting listening to it, typing to you two as I'm listening to it and thinking that is not exactly how it happened. Um, you know,
Don't call us out.
Okay, but we moved in and I remember walking outside because your mom had come out. Um, Chelsea was out riding her bike, I believe. And so she was kind of in the little area right by our driveway. And Megan came out and goes, "Oh, there's a little girl my age." Well, she didn't really realize that Chelsea was a little bit younger, but she came out. And so Megan was talking to her. And your mom came out with your baby brother. So Anthony, he was a baby. I held him. She's like, "Here, you want to hold him?" I'm like, "Oh my God, this lady is giving me her baby to hold." But she just, talked, and that's how we kind of became friends. And she told Megan, she said, "Oh, I have a daughter your age. She'll be home, but I don't remember where you were." And so that's how Megan met Chelsea. I don't remember where you were, and I don't remember when she met you. Um, but I know, you both at first were like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I'm like, "Oh my Lord." Um, but you guys quickly did become friends. So that's how that happened. And Miranda, you're giving your mom's face. That's your mom's face.
Yeah, I got that.
See, I knew I met Chelsea first. Like I
Yeah,
knew that.
you met Chelsea first. Now, I don't remember her inviting Chelsea to wherever she says she invited her to, so I don't remember that, but I don't know. I don't know there.
She's got
So,
pictures of it. It happened.
oh, Megan,
Okay, well that wasn't like when we were that young. It was definitely in high school, and I feel like
Yeah,
yeah,
Megan could drive.
yeah, I could drive. And mom,
did you?
I think you and Sherry had gone to the Tower of Terror run, and I think that's where you guys were, and it was Halloween or like around
Was Mir-
Halloween.
was Miranda busy?
Maybe with JA or somebody else or MK or any of our
She
other
had a lot
friends
of
at the
she
time.
had a lot of friends then, huh?
No, she did.
Oh,
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, I don't think you did the scary stuff that much. And so I said, "Hey, Chelsea, want to go to Kings Island?" And she said, "Yeah, sure." And that was the night that I'd said her name. And then a bunch of the scare actors just kept following her around and they were like, "Chelsea, Chelsea."
I don't do the scary stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where you were. Maybe I didn't like
where
you that
were
night.
you,
No, it wasn't.
Miranda? Maybe
It wasn't because I don't do scary stuff. That's definitely not it.
Maybe
Like
you
I
didn't
can
have a
tell you that.
pass. I don't know.
there must have been a reason. Because if it was later on in high school, there must have been a reason.
I was probably just out with somebody. I
Probably.
had friends, guys. Like
Me too. You act like I didn't.
yeah, Chelsea.
Shut up.
Okay, I guess I'm asking the next question. We're going out of order here. What did you okay, and this is like a three-part question.
Oh no.
Okay.
What did you think about Megan and Miranda as friends in the beginning, in the middle, and then currently?
Oh God.
Take it one at a time. Don't answer them all at once.
Um, in the beginning, I thought you all were pretty good together. I was a little worried about Miranda teaching Megan things Miranda shouldn't have been teaching Megan because Megan was an only child and Miranda liked to teach Megan about things that
You can
maybe I
elaborate
wasn't
on that.
ready.
You can elaborate. It's
Yeah,
okay.
you can
It's
go into
explicit.
stories. That's
It's
what this is
explicit.
about.
It's exclusive. Well, Miranda decided to teach Megan how women had babies because Miranda had been around her mom having babies. So, um, I don't remember if Megan had come home and told me, or if I had come around to find Megan in the back of your house because you had a play set.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
I
on the
think
play
that's
set.
yeah. And Megan, it wasn't. What was it, Miranda?
I don't remember this at all.
My stepdad was grilling out, and we were playing house or something. And I think Megan was pregnant, right? And so I was delivering her child
Oh my god.
from
On the
her.
slide, right?
No, no, no. She was sitting on, because you know how like there was like a built-in bench on the deck.
Oh,
She
yes,
was
yes.
laying on the deck,
Oh my god.
and I was just going in between her legs. I was like, this is where the babies come out. But like, to be honest, I didn't think that I was saying anything wrong.
You
Like,
weren't saying anything wrong. I just hadn't told her that yet. I don't think. But I was like, "Oh my God."
I mean, to
So
be
I think
fair, like also to add on to that really quickly, like I refuse to believe, if you have kids that are listening, shoot your ears. But I was the one that believed Santa was real up until I was like 12 or 13.
oh my God, you guys, she really did.
she did.
I did not
She
let it
did.
go.
And do you know, it was awful to tell her because I thought she was ready and she asked me in the car. She goes, "Mom, is Santa really real?" I said, "Honey, do you really want to know?" "Yes, I do. Yes, I do." "No, he's not." "What?" "Oh no!" And just broke down and just cried. I felt
Uh,
so bad because I figured she knew. I,
She did not.
I,
She did not.
apparently.
poor Meg, poor Megan. She still believes Santa will bring her
To
things.
this
Right.
day.
That's right. So I think so. As you guys first met, I thought, okay, these two will be good for each other. And then kind of and I wouldn't even say this is towards the middle because y'all are near your 30s now, so and maybe it
Woo-hoo.
would be it you guys would fight over the stupidest things, just
Yes.
the dumbest things. Like Megan would get mad at Miranda and she'd sit on her, and Miranda is like,
That's another question.
stop stop sitting on me. Why are you sitting on me? I'm mad at you, or whatever it was. Stealing a pillow. I think I got called because you two were spending the night at some girl's house. I can't even remember.
Yep.
And
Envy.
I got called because Megan wouldn't get off of Miranda. Because Miranda wanted, I don't even know.
I don't
All I know
remember.
is the next morning, me and
First off,
Chrissy,
Miranda didn't want anything. Miranda just wanted to be left alone. I just wanted to go to bed.
Miranda,
Clear that
Miranda
up.
just, Miranda just kept getting sat on. Megan, whenever Megan was mad, Megan would sit
I
on
only
Miranda.
sat on her once.
No, I think it was 2 or 3 times
I mean,
Mm,
so you and Chrissy
before.
had a talk in the morning?
Me and Chrissy were like, "What the crap?" Chrissy wanted to know what was wrong with you. I was like, "I don't know. I'll talk to her. I don't
That's a
know why
theme.
she's sitting. I don't know why she's sitting on her. You know." So I mean, in the middle, you guys, I at some point there was times I wanted to kill you both because you both wanted just every time I turned around, I'm mad. Why are you mad? Chrissy, why is Megan mad at Miranda? Miranda's upset. Miranda, why does Megan not like me? Miranda, Megan, I'm mad. Blah 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 blah. I'm like,
Are
I
you
don't
not seeing
even.
a pattern? It was mostly Megan just being mad at me and me crying about why my friend's mad at me.
Okay, to be fair, we did talk a little bit about, I think in the middle school episode, we spoke about how you and PW came up with this whole master plan to get me a boyfriend and send me love
Okay,
letters.
first off, I
That
want
was
to
not
state that was
nice.
not PW. That was me. It was my
Well,
plan on its own.
regardless.
I thought of it. I just asked her to
See?
write it. That's the
Mean.
only. No, it was 100% me. 100%. 100%.
Because I remember crying on our
See,
little ledge.
see, so the things you two did, there were times that you guys were just the best of friends and just hilarious and wonderful. But then there were
We've
times
always
that,
been hilarious.
True.
well, I'll give you that. Then there was times
It,
I'd come over to Chrissy's house, knock on the door, and I'd hear screaming, blah, 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 Chelsea, blah, Anthony, blah. and coming into the kitchen and Megan's making mac and cheese. It isn't really mac and cheese. I don't know what it is.
That's when I
And then
babysat, and they
okay.
it was good. I think I added too much milk, and I was like, "Look, it's good," and I was trying to show them that it was good by eating it, and they looked at me like I was cray cray. I was, but I thought it was fine.
And the times that y'all made videos of mixing foods together to eat them. I don't know. I don't know.
We
Y'all
made you
had some
really mad in your house though, because we would like yell and do stuff and make videos, and you'd
at
come
midnight,
you'd
1, 2 a.m.
you'd
I had
come
to be
down.
up at 6.
Oh my gosh, I have this video of you and you are walking from your room into the laundry room and you were just, Megan!
Probably because I was probably asleep and y'all were waking me up. Y'all
No, I
have
Maybe.
think
to.
you were just prepping for bed and you
Oh,
were
I was
just
just,
grumpy because you were tired.
or maybe it was because of who I lived with.
I think there's a lot of stuff going on.
Probably. Probably. So let's see. The third part of the question, I would say it's been a little odd the last 5 years, maybe 6,
Five?
maybe,
Maybe
maybe,
eight. Eight.
maybe,
I'm gonna say eight.
maybe 10, maybe 10, maybe 9, maybe
Yikes.
9.
Gotta go.
It's been a little odd the last.
Why?
Why? Well, I think you all know
Why?
why. I
No,
think
but I
y'all know
want to
why.
hear your standpoint of why.
Okay, so my standpoint is I love you both. Megan, I love you very much. But I think that
Where's this
when
going?
I think that when Miranda ended up getting pregnant by her soon to be ex-husband, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Um,
we're open about the divorce here.
okay. That Megan got upset because Megan felt in her mind, and this is Megan's thought,
At
that
the
Miranda
time.
shouldn't, right, Miranda shouldn't be pregnant, um, because uh, your guy was horrible to you. She didn't like him, and I know he didn't like her much
That's my
either.
reasoning. See, I think it's always, and I told Mariah this too, because we're gonna bring up for people that are listening and gonna continue to listen, we're gonna do like a pregnancy podcast and all that stuff. But I told her too. I said I've apologized to not only her but like RJ as well, because I think the same thing happened in high school with her, where I didn't like the guy and
Oh yeah,
I didn't think that she should be pregnant by this guy. So I mean, there's your reasoning. I was always just kind of like, I'm not sure why it happened. I did it. Regret that I did it, because you know it think it put, not that I went back and I apologized and we kind of hung out or whatever, but I will never have that same friendship with RJ like I used to. Just whereas like we are still friends, but I think it has a little bit of a different dynamic, which is suspected to happen because we're older. But I think that kind of pushed things in like a totally different like direction to where we went. So again, like I said, I've apologized so many times to Miranda, at least. Again, RJ, I apologize to as well, and I genuinely do regret, doing that. But like Mom said, I think it's because both times it was the guy, and how I kind of like grew up, especially with Mom's mom being like so, not that there's anything wrong with it, but like so Christian and so just like drilling into your head that this is what you need to do before you have this kid. And so I think that was also my mindset like as well, which again, I've completely different mindset now. Like who cares? Like it happened, it was going to happen. Like I love the crap out of your kids. So, you know, that's my input
right.
for now.
Well,
Sorry.
I think that no, I think that was the last, like you said, last 9 years. Um, and I think it was a struggle because Megan felt a certain way about him, and she was like, "I'm done," blah 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 blah, and then she'd come back in because you know Miranda and I'd have talks, and because Miranda would always come to me for advice, even when she was younger, and so I think it just became a thing that Miranda would come to me, and I think during the last 8 years, it bothered Megan because I'm Megan's mom. And let's be honest, Megan's always been that way. Me and Megan are very close because she is my only, but Megan didn't like to share me as her mom. Um, and I didn't mind it. I loved being part of, hey Miss V, would you make me this? Or hey Miss V, what about this? And I didn't mind that, but I also didn't stop to think about how Megan felt, you know, but I was just being myself, and that's who I am. So I think part of it in the last 8 years, whatever years, was the jealousy of I'm talking to Megan's best friend. Megan's best friend is calling me and asking me questions. But what Megan didn't understand was that Megan's best friend needed someone and Megan wasn't there. And like Megan said, I'm sure she apologized a million times, but now what I've seen in the last year, the last 6 months to a year, has been a different friendship and different growing. And I'm glad to see it because it's hard to watch, the two girls that one who's my biological and one who I've adopted as my neighbor daughter. It's hard to watch them not talk to each other and just be upset with each other and not know what's going on. So for me, I'm happy and glad that I'm not in the middle anymore. um so your relationship now I've seen grow, and I think it'll continue to grow.
I was gonna say really quick too, because you're over there with tears. It's so sweet. But I kind of agree though, like with everything that you said is kind of, and when I was younger, I had that dynamic of like, hey, like I'm your friend, like come to me with all your problems, and they were, she's my mom, whatever, like go away. But like she said, now that I've grown, like I don't mind it as much because I don't have all the answers. She has lived more life than I have, and some of the things that Miranda has been through, mom has kind of been through similar things, and I feel like that advice coming from her is more helpful than, just getting it out and venting. Like, yeah, you can go to your friend and you can vent all you want to, but at the end of the day, I think you want to have that person, whether it's your own mom or like my mom or whoever, you want to have that person that you can be like, okay, well, give me advice because you've lived this, you've done this, like, help me. And so, even up, 8 years ago, I was kind of upset that that whole thing continued to go on because I was like, yeah, I get it, but, it's just frustrating. But, like, now looking back on it, I see why. Because, like, again, that was something that she had dealt with. I've never gone through that before. I don't know what to tell you. And so I can see why you went to her. And I don't think that you were wrong in going to her. I think that you were 100% right. She's who you needed to talk to at the time. So,
I think it also comes into play where, like, she was the first person I called when I found out that I was pregnant. Like, I didn't even call my own mom. And why am I going to, not why, I feel like that's a rude way to say it, but like calling my, well, you had just turned 21. I was 21 when I was pregnant, and calling you and like saying, "Hey," to you, I'm pregnant, when I didn't even really want to believe it myself and I was questioning it. And I know, we've been best friends forever. Like, I know how you're gonna react to things. Um, and there was no turning back at that point. So like I made the call with the most comfortable person at that time. And I know that it's also because it's not just a weird triangle relationship between us, right? It's also a weird relationship for my mother,
Right.
which we
mhm,
all know has also had an issue with me going to Miss Vicky over the years.
right.
Um, but it's not, I don't want to come off like I'm intentionally hurting anyone. Like, I don't ever mean to step on toes or anything. I just get a better emotional support from Miss Vicky than I do my own mother. And I know you know that because as her daughter, you know that she's emotionally supportive.
hmm
Like, she's always been there for you, always worried about your emotions and stuff like that. So I I'm sorry that happened.
Don't be sorry.
And I can understand your point of view from it too, which is why, like, a lot of people in my life have always asked, like, okay, like, why are you and Megan still friends? Why wouldn't we be? Like, it it happened, and yes, that hurt.
I
It
know.
really, really hurt. Um, and we'll get deeper into like everything that went down during my pregnancy that like really hurt, but what really meant the most is all of a sudden, one day out of the blue, I got this long text message from Megan just explaining how sorry she was. And I was like, you know what? I feel like that takes a lot of growth from somebody. And that is why me and Megan are still friends. And as long as I can always see some kind of growth in Megan, and I imagine Megan sees growth in me, that is why we will always be friends.
Well, and
So,
that's what it takes, right? That's what it takes to continue growing. You can't stay stagnant. You both are growing, you both are going different ways. But if you can see that in each other and remain friends, that's going to be there for life.
yeah,
So,
that's the relationship
Mhm.
I want is somebody who's going to grow with me.
yeah, that's what you need. So,
True.
what's your next questions?
I know, now we got all deep. Okay, I guess I'll go next. So, I think I'm gonna ask the one that said, "Did you enjoy all the craziness that ensued, no matter what it was? Like
Oh my
Burger
gosh.
King drive-through times at the end of the day, or like just random stuff that we went to and did, or any of that
I'm
stuff."
watching Miranda's face, so I'm just trying to figure out what she's thinking about. What are you thinking about,
So
Miranda?
much nostalgia just thinking about jumping in that red van and just going to Burger King. Oh my gosh, I miss it. Let's do it, guys.
Oh, I think I do miss the craziness. I do at the time. I think I did like it. There was times that, like you guys said, if you're awake at midnight and screaming or dancing or whatever, I'd be upset because I had to get up the next morning and I was tired. But I
That's reasonable.
think, yeah, that I understand. I think Miranda now understands that, and I think Megan understands that too, because I know she's like, Jordan gets up and blah 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 blah, and then I'm like, go away, go away. So I know you both understand that, but for the most part, I enjoyed the craziness. For the most part, I loved that you guys wanted to be around me, and that I could help you both. I think one of the craziest times that I always remember is um, we had my BMW, and for some reason I don't know why. Of course, it's a two-seater, right? But we had Megan and Miranda. Don't ask me why. I don't know how I had Miranda and Megan, but Miranda sat on the car floor board there, and Megan's sitting in the seat, and all I could hear all the way home was, "Stop touching me. You're touching me. Your leg's on me. You're hurting me. I'm squished. I'm not. I'm up here. La 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 la." And I just remember just driving down 18 going, "Oh my God, if I get pulled over, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I don't even know how, I don't know why or how." So if you girls remember,
Where were we going? Were we seeing a movie? I just have a feeling we were seeing a movie.
I don't know, but why would I?
It
I was
wouldn't make
taking all of,
sense.
I was bringing you home. It was almost like
Like your car had stopped working, or you needed somebody to pick you up from work, or
I,
maybe.
I don't even I don't even know if you both had it were driving yet. I don't know. I can't remember, but it wasn't like I'd taken you both. We were heading home, but I don't remember. And you both wanted to stop for Burger King. I was like, "We're in my car. We're not stopping."
I don't remember.
But by the time we got home, Miranda was peeling herself. She actually backed out of the car on her hands, getting out of the car backwards and climbing out. And she's like, "My legs hurt."
Sounds like me.
Because Miranda, is tall, but she was the smallest one to fit on the floorboard.
It's true.
So, but I do remember that. I remember, the trips that we would take, going on Delta, flying, Disneyland. Um, it was always funny because I'd be the one to accept all of the funniness that you guys did, and Chrissy's like, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop
Oh my
it!"
gosh. My mom just always wanted to like keep everything so normal. That's what she would used to tell us all the time. Guys, be normal.
Right, because whenever we'd act out or crazy in the mall, she's like, "Stop that! You guys are making me look ridiculous." And she just always like I told, I don't know if it's in any of the other episodes, but I just remember like whenever she was in the car and we would be talking, regardless of if the radio was on, she would just continuously turn the radio down and be like, "No, listen," and she'd bring her mirror, her rear view mirror, and like turn it so you
Yeah.
could see her eyes. Be like, "Y'all better stop back there."
She crazy.
Quite,
She
It was
crazy.
just funny. It was just funny because I know we'd have conversations, and she'd be like, "How do you put up with those two?" And I'm like, "They're not really that bad. You just let them go, let them be crazy. They're not hurting anything." So, but,
well,
yeah,
We
I
really
do.
weren't.
No, you really weren't. You
and the
just,
and the milk situation. If you ever listen to this, Chrissy, I will buy you a gallon of milk the next time I
I
see you.
don't remember this. So, Chrissy, I'm sorry if you are listening. I have no remembrance of this. None.
Recollection.
No
Okay.
recollection, no remembrance.
So I guess like we have to give context to the milk situation.
You guys didn't talk about it previously?
No, not yet.
No.
Oh boy.
So my mom was making something and she needed like a cup of milk. And so of course, Miss B she wasn't home or something.
Apparently not.
So my mom goes over and Megan answers the door and my mom goes, like, "Hey, I just need to make da 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 da, right? Can I just have like a cup of milk?" And if you know Megan, milk is her favorite drink. She drinks this all the time. And do you know how many cups of milk would be left in my refrigerator every time this woman came over? Like she would
Probably
fill it
4 or
up all
5,
the way and then
and
she
then
would only
drink
drink a
half.
little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
so
Megan still.
I try to
yeah,
finish it and I leave it in there and I finish it, but I get yelled at when I leave it in the anybody else's fridge. No, dump it all out. Fine.
That's because we don't want to
just
spill it.
chug it.
No,
Just-
milk coming out
Or
my
just don't
nose.
pour that much.
I try
Like if
not
you're only
to.
Megan pouring a whole
look at that.
entire glass and
Look
then
at that
telling me
sad.
that you're trying
Look at that
not
sad
to
face. I'm not. I'm trying not to.
Try not to.
do better. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
That was like 10 years ago. Anyway, so like my mom goes over there and asks for a cup of milk and Megan says no. And so my mom thought that was the brattiest response and was so upset because Megan did come over all the time drinking our milk and also eating our Oreos. Megan just came over and was able to touch or eat anything that she wanted.
I was the
or yell
sixth
at the
kid.
children. Or yell at the children. I walked in on her screaming at Anthony, stop that!
There you go.
I
And
mean,
you're going to tell that woman no to a cup of milk.
Apparently, she called me. I do not remember any of this.
She says that she called you and that you were like, "Oh, well, I can't make her give a cup of milk to you." This is exactly how she says.
oh, that's so funny.
If
I
I would
I
go ahead.
I can't make Megan do anything Megan doesn't want to do.
Anyway, if my guess is, again, I don't remember this, but my guess is that Megan probably called me and said, "Chrissy came for milk and I only have a little bit left and she wanted it." And I said no. So that could have happened. But I probably, if I got a call like that from Chrissy, I probably called Megan and said, "You need to give Chrissy milk. I'm not giving her milk. You need to give Chrissy milk. I'm not giving her milk." And we probably had an argument on the phone. And when I got
That's
home,
probably exactly how it went.
she probably got in trouble when I got home because I'm pretty sure I would have said, "Megan, I'll buy you more milk. If you're out, I'm on my when I get home, I'll buy you more milk." I
Probably.
probably had an argument with her, and that's probably what I said to Chrissy was, "I can't force her to do anything. I'm not home." That's probably what I did.
That is probably honestly what you said, and my mom just took it like, "Oh, I
I
care
can't.
about I care about Megan's emotions and I can't force Megan to do anything."
It was probably an argument ensued. So
But
yeah,
my
so that's
mom
the.
knew how stubborn Megan was. So like I'm not really sure why she took offense to it because like
I kind of think we.
honestly,
I kind of think at the time we both thought Megan and your mom were more alike than me and Megan were.
oh, 100%. Megan is still a lot like my mom. Yep.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the milk situation.
Yeah, so there you go. Y'all know a held grudge by Christina. Like 12 years later.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
so sorry. I'll get you more milk, Kirsty.
So, what's the next question you have for me?
So, what do you, as a mother, wish that you would have done differently in our friendship?
There's not, I would say there's not much of a role that I have to play in your friendship because I tried to stay, no, no, now Miranda, I tried to stay out of your friendship to a degree, especially in the later years, especially in the last 9 to 10 years. I tried to stay out of it. I did. I did.
No, you did.
Uh,
You would just text me and be like, I'm so sorry, Miranda. I don't know what she's doing.
I would, but I'd also text Megan at the same time saying, Megan, you really need to talk to Miranda. You really need to blah, blah, blah. So in the last 9 to 10 years, I'd say I tried blah, blah, blah. So the last 9 to 10 years, I would say I tried to stay out of it. Um, the first couple of years, you know, obviously as parents, we monitor our children's friends. Um, and of course, you two were just, crazy. And I think after the first year, I didn't really worry too much about you. Now, when you guys got into fights, I did try to let you resolve them, but it was kind of hard because I always had um, a mom calling me saying, Megan did this, Megan did that. And so, of course, I'd have a talk with Megan, and Megan would be like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But as a mom, you monitor and you watch your children's friends. And if you think they're heading down the wrong path or you think that they're doing something, then that you wouldn't agree with, then you have that talk. And so I don't know if I ever really had to talk with Megan about you being a bad friend or a bad person. Did I?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I was like, Megan's looking at it, and I'm like, I don't think I ever remember that. I mean, and maybe I did. Maybe I was too much of a someone who interrupted you too. I don't know. Did I do that?
No, not at all.
Okay. I was gonna say I think you guys did pretty well. Just every now and then I'm like, okay, you two stop it, you know. And you guys would fight over the stupidest things, and then the next thing I know, I've got Miranda coming over going, can I get popcorn? Can I
Will you
get
make us
cookies?
cookies?
Yeah, cookies and popcorn was at our household. Um, as a mom doing something different for my child, I probably wouldn't have put her in some of the situations that I had put her in. Um, meaning
The tea.
that second marriage probably should have never happened. But we also don't know, you don't know your future. You don't know what's going to happen. So Miranda's like, huh? So I mean, there's things that you probably wish you wouldn't have done so far, Miranda, and but you can't change it. So it's already happened. So there's some situations that I think that, I could have changed or made a little bit better for Megan. Her dad and a lot of things that happened there, I should have, and I did step in a lot. But there were some things I probably should have stepped in a little bit more. So as a mom, there's always things that you regret doing, and you try to change. Um, but, I've got a pretty good daughter here, so I'm pretty proud of who she's become.
Yeah.
But as for you
Uh,
two, nah.
So, speaking on all the craziness and everything, I also just want to say that I think, not that it was funny at the time, but mom is very overprotective. But I think it is funny because I'd go to Miranda's to like watch movies that we shouldn't be watching or do things that we shouldn't be doing. And she showed me 13 Ghosts for the
Miranda,
first
don't
time.
pretend.
Watched Mean Girls
Miranda,
for the
don't
first
pretend.
time over that slumber party, and I was like, "How have I?" They're like, "Oh, you have never seen those before?" I said, "No. What is this?" And that became with the YouTube crazy obsession with the unicorn and the shoes video and all of that other stuff.
Miranda, she's pretending like she didn't know any of
no,
that.
no, no, no. I knew. Duh. Of course, yes. It ain't. It ain't a secret that I think that Megan was sheltered. I mean, this girl was believing in Santa Claus till she was 12 years old.
You leave me
Now,
alone.
that's not my fault. I did try to tell her a couple times, but,
Didn't want her knowing how to have babies, even though like she didn't
that was
learn
like
how
she was
to
like
make
8.
babies. She just
She,
learned how the proper way to lay down on her back, and I mean, it's not the proper way, but like, the hospital way.
okay, she was like 8. Like 8.
Listen, if I had to endure listening to my mom cry and watching it, Megan had to know about it
Why? Megan was an
What?
only.
because she had to.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
Okay, ladies. It's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Dang,
Okay.
we're getting
She
told to finish
she
this.
grumpy. Um,
Hey, when
I
you get up at
don't
5:30 in the morning, it.
literally get up 30 minutes later than you do.
Literally, well, I don't know. Do you have to deal with all the work people I have to deal with?
You know what? Let's switch days for a day.
Okay.
I'm sure that would not be fun to do on your end or on my end, but dealing with my little child early in the morning to get her ready for work, not work to go to work, get her
Wow.
ready for school.
Poor
Um,
Serenity. No wonder she's the way she is. She has to work.
if only.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. What Miranda, did you think of your
I
question?
don't remember.
Miranda.
I don't I think she does. I
Ooh,
think she just doesn't. Oh.
I have another question.
Oh
This
boy.
might be a little bit controversial, but how did you feel? So, she looking at me like I'm gonna say something weird. So, when we went on our Washington D.C. trip, was it Washington or was it? Yeah, one of
Washington
those trips.
D.C.
How did you feel about the other M that has the same name as I do? Being all up close and personal with you, and also how we dealt with it because I did not deal with it very well with photos because I didn't. Again, no hate to her now, but then I was just very like, no.
I just remember the time she slapped me on the butt. I was like, "What the heck did you just do?" I remember Chrissy going, "Uh, uh," and I think the problem was is that we had her in the same room with us, didn't we?
I don't know if it's room, but we were the same
Yeah.
group. Oh, it was
Well, I
room
know it was the
too.
same. Yeah, I think because she was part of our group. But I think she thought, I think she just saw Miranda and you, and then obviously you were my daughter, but I think she saw Miranda being kind of the same way with me that you were. And I think she just thought, oh, okay, let me just, but slap me on the butt. I was just a little shocked by that. Just like, okay, okay. And then the way you handled it was, stop it, she's my mom, stop it, don't hit her, stop it. Miranda laughing. Miranda's just giggling. But that trip was an interesting trip. Um, I think we were driving, the bus was driving, and we're like, where are we going? Why does it look like we're going down the weirdest dark alleys of DC? Of course, we could talk about New York City too,
I was
but
gonna say, you
we
wanna
we
you wanna
won't.
elaborate
Yeah,
on your
I was like, you don't care about no
endangering
dark
us?
alleys.
No, okay, wait, you act like it was me that was endangering you. Who said, I have to have a purse, I have to have a purse, I have to have a purse? Who was
That's my
it?
mom. That's my
Right.
mom.
Right. So, did you want us to stay out on the streets where I knew nobody and nothing, or should I follow your mom where I at least have another adult down a dark hallway?
Stay out with the
And
two girls. Let her
Yeah.
deal with
Let
that.
her go get killed.
if we were going to get killed, we were all getting killed together.
Yeah, well, nobody would have known.
Look, let's talk about the subway ride from the airport to downtown. Who was using the subway pole like a stripper pole?
Ooh.
What?
One of you girls was like, wee! I remember Chrissy having a heart attack. Get off of that! No one knows where it's been.
Well, also,
And on a subway.
I just, I also remember, I feel like it's been over 20 years since this like happened as well, so I feel like we can be a little bit more lighthearted, but the whole like you taking us to go see the memorial for like 9/11 and we just were like, "No, screw that. We don't want to see that. That's stupid," or, something like that. I remember you yelling at us for that too, because we didn't want to go see it.
Well, I mean, I think probably because I remember back to times where my parents took me to places and they still Papa will still say, "I took you to the four corners of the United States and you refused to get down and on all fours and touch a hand and foot in each state." So, I feel bad for him, but I still would have never done it, not even today. But I think, we just wanted you to see and have the knowledge, even though you knew what happened. You both were so young, just kind of, being there, I think. And it was also for us too. So,
Okay, I have a big one.
okay.
How did you feel about our shared crush and obsession on WH?
Stupid. You two were so stupid. Just stupid. I was that was the dumbest thing. I think I I remember Megan saying, Miranda walked down to see WH and kissed him, or I don't even
You
remember what it
did
was.
know about it. I told you. You knew about it.
My brain just forgets, so
Yeah, and she was so upset. I think she said Miranda did that on purpose, and I'm like, you
she
two.
did. She admits it.
I
I
purposely
and
went there to go kiss that man. Yes. Boy. Boy.
yes, at the time, boy, and I'm sorry, but I thought he was stupid. I
He
I,
is.
I thought he was stupid. I thought Megan.
He was.
I
Said it. It's out there.
oh, I thought it was just dumb of you two to fight over a dumb boy that wouldn't even make a matter in the world now. And does he?
No.
No. So
Not in our world. I just want
not
to
in your
clarify
world.
that.
No,
Probably in somebody else's world.
and that's fine. But for you two, I was like, this is dumb. And it wasn't even just you two. Wasn't there like a third and fourth person who had crushes on him?
I think a couple of people in our friend group did. KF
Well,
and others.
I don't know if she ever really had a crush on him. I just think that
TK.
I think it was because
TK maybe.
I think it's because you girls were after him too. And I think he had, and I kept telling Megan and you, Miranda, he's getting such a big head over this. Stop it. He just thinks
He
he's
did.
the most wonderful, wonderful guy in the most whole wide world because you two were like, oh, oh, oh.
Stay
So
alive.
that was my
Staying
thought.
alive.
That was my thought on you two and that crush. That was just dumb. What other questions
Okay.
you got for me, Miranda?
Have you heard the term isex from us?
Yes.
What does isex mean to you?
I'd never heard of the term until you two. So to be honest,
I'm pretty
it's
sure
just
Miranda came up with it. Let's be real here.
I think when you both told me that or Miranda told me that, it was like I don't know what the heck. You guys I just like I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know.
Do you remember our obsession with Alex from the Haunted Mansion? And I'm only saying Alex because nobody knows who he is.
Where he's at now.
I think poor Alex remembered it because I think you scared him.
He tried to scare us.
It's true.
You guys kept going back and going back
He
and
was
going back.
cute.
He was
Megan,
so
He was
cute.
probably on the college program or something, and like we saw him, and then the next time we were just like bugging the crap out of him. He was all the way on the other side of the stretching room. The lights go out. He's right next to us, and we're like, "What the heck?"
and you
Literally
kept
heart
going.
drop.
You guys kept going back for more, and I'm like, you guys better leave him alone. He's going to turn you into security.
Oh well.
I
We could
don't
go to
think
we
he
could.
wanted to turn us into security.
He probably had a nice girlfriend.
Probably, but he was having a lot of fun with us.
Of course he was. Who
There
wouldn't
was
have fun
nothing.
with two teenage girls who were like,
For context, there's really nothing going on. Me and Megan are just writing
Haunted
haunted
Mansion.
mansion like 10 times in a
nonstop.
row
Yeah,
just to see where this guy was on his shift. But eventually, he
he
went
left.
away. I guess he went like on break or something or switched or. But like
It was fun.
we just kept writing it just to see him.
Oh, and I think at the one point though, it like had broken down, and we thought that we were the cause of it, and that he was gonna come around to our buggy and like pull us out. I genuinely remember that part because oh my god,
Why
we're
would you
stuck,
guys be? Why would you guys be the cause of it? What were you doing?
messing around.
We were we were literally main characters, Miss V. Main character energy.
all the time.
Y'all have issues.
Yeah, yeah.
I can
Thank
always
you
come
so
back on
much.
for. You're welcome, and I can always come back on.
You don't say it.
What?
Don't
I
say
can't
it.
believe Megan's gonna be 30. I remember
Man,
having a hard. I had a hard time turning 32, Megan. So 30 as well, I should say.
I don't know. I mean,
you're
I don't know if I necessarily like Nana says all the time. I don't feel like I'm 29. I don't feel like I'm 30. Like it's gonna be weird being like, oh, how old are you? 30. But I don't know. I still don't feel my age. I don't feel like I'm 7, but I don't feel like I'm 30.
Well, I'm glad you don't feel like you're 7.
Maybe
Please
like
don't act like you're 7.
maybe like 24.
Okay, I like that. I can be 24 as well.
Okay, that sounds good.
I am very excited to turn 30 this year, and I feel like it is going to bring a lot of changes for me. I'm going to graduate, I'm going to be single and divorced, and I just have two cute kiddos that I get to take with me for an adventure.
Oh, that's a good thing.
So I'm not sad about it at all. I'm like, let's go, March. Come on, where you at?
Hopefully, it'll be warm for you.
All right,
You need to move to Florida.
I'm gonna wrap us up.
Okay.
Okay.
Me burritos.
Burritos?
What kind of burrito would you be, Miss Vicky?
What kind of burrito would I be?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
I think I would be a carne asada with cheese and tomato and a little bit of rice and some guacamole, all wrapped up with lots of hot sauce.
I like that. You sound like a good burrito.
Thanks. I try to be a good burrito.
Really, though, thank you so much for coming on here with us
Yes,
and having
thank
this
you.
chat.
You're welcome. Anytime you need me to come back, or if Chrissy's willing to come on, I'll come on too.
That would be so
Oh my
fun.
gosh, I want a four-way podcast conversation with that woman. I would love it.
I would
Nothing more.
too. So
So
get
I'm
her
gonna wish
on.
for my birthday.
Oh, tell her that's what you want for your birthday.
Birthday episode, Mom. My birthday is on a Sunday when we record the podcast.
Ooh, there you go. Okay, ladies.
Um,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast of Barely Surviving 30. And we hope to see you with a new one next week. Bye.
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 And
All
scene.
right, ladies.